Hello everybody, Jose Rodriguez back again. We're going to tackle a problem that seems to be quite prevalent. So you're getting a magenta cast on your prints, and yet when you printed the standard image, you did not get the magenta cast? Is it the printer? Is it the inks? No, it's you. Okay, I know that's blunt, isn't it? But really it is. Or me, for that matter. I'm doing something wrong. Now, I really don't know what it is that you're doing wrong, but let me tell you something. If the standard image prints correctly, and that is to be done by opening it without changing its color space, whatever application you use, it better not be changing its color space from Pro Photo RGB, okay? It has to remain as such. Since Pro 100s are the most popular printers in the world right now, and the ones being refilled by some of the best inks in the world right now, Precisioncolors Signature Edition. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Oh, Jose must be in cahoots with them. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. So let's explore this a minute. Now, you open up that image, you click File, Print. On the Canon Pro 100, you basically need to print on a Canon paper. This is critical. This is to certify that printer. File, Print, open up your driver within your printing module in Photoshop or Lightroom, and then pick, like Canon Pro Luster, for instance. Pick that actual paper choice on your drop-down menu. Then go to Color/Intensity Manual Adjustment, then Matching, and then choose either Driver Matching or ICM. That will link that system for you to the correct profile for what? For Pro Luster or any other Canon paper you're using. You can manually choose that and pick the profile yourself within the driver. You cannot do that with any other printer. Okay, Canon family, that is. And so now you print it. And I guarantee you, if your printer is working correctly, you will get a correct rendition of that image. And then you go ahead and you look at it and you examine it and you try to find whether it is too bright, too dark, too pink, too green, too yellow, whatever. You're going to look at all of the different images that are included in that collage, and you should be able to tell if something is not correct, okay? Then you're going to look at your black to white ramp and determine whether it is linear. Look at your transitions that are included. It's a whole package, all kinds of types of images that you can use to determine whether your printer is working correctly or not. Now, if that prints correctly, then you know your printer can print, okay? Now comes the difficult part. Taking that print, taking it over to your monitor, assuming you're in a different room with your printer like I am here. Take it over to your monitor and determine whether the displaying of that image matches what your printer produced. That's when calibration comes in. You have to match your monitor's rendition of that image to what the printer produced, assuming that the printer produced a correct rendition. You see, you got to match the two. You are done. From now on, whatever you edit is going to be rendered correctly so that you can make intelligent editing decisions. Now, Precisioncolors Signature Edition ink. People are saying, well, when I switched over to those inks, I'm getting strange color results. I don't see how that's possible. I really do not. Let me quickly show you again, because this is on another video that I already did during the testing of that ink set, what OEM versus PC looks like. I'm not going to show you this yet. Let's quickly go through this. I don't have a whole day to do this. I'm going to get OEM and I'm going to get Precisioncolors Signature Edition. Now, the third one here is basically the addition of a slightly improved cyan ink, but we don't need that. So we're going to go ahead and flash these two prints to you. One of them is OEM and one of them is PC. This was printed on ProLuster, letting the driver only control color. Okay, are you satisfied yet? Let's hold them this way. All right, so which one is which? Whoa, which one is which? Is it the top one or the bottom one? Top one is PC, bottom one is OEM. Okay, let's put these aside. Let me show you some other style of image so you get an idea of what is possible. Impressed so far? I hope so. Did you see a magenta cast anywhere? I don't think so. All right. Wish I had 8 hands. Top and bottom, which is which? Which is PC and which is the OEM rendition? Top one is PC, bottom one is OEM. This is with the new cyan ink, and it did bring out a certain nuance of that dress that cannot be reproduced with OEM inks. That looks like the monitor does. Okay, it's truly amazing. Again, no magenta cast. Okay, so far so good, right? The most difficult color to reproduce, bar none, that. Which is OEM, which is PC. Top one is PC, bottom one is OEM. So you can see what I'm talking about. This is what I'm referring to. One more, and then we'll go ahead and call it quits. OEM at the bottom, PC at the top. Or is it this way? Oh, I don't know, maybe it's this way. You see, you can't really tell the difference. Now, what was the whole reason for this development of this particular ink set? The reason was to make your transition. Oh, we got to do this one more. Hang on. I got ahead of myself here. Hey, Jose, what about saturated colors? Okay, let's look at some of those. Oh, these are both PC. Let me show you the actual. Here we go. My bad. Sorry. And we'll use the one with the new cyan ink. By the way, that ink is being incorporated into the current set that you purchase. All right, so we have top and bottom. I really don't know which is which because I can't tell. Now I know. Remember, new cyan ink. This is PC. This is OEM. Again, the rest of the colors, look at the saturation. Look at the level of the blacks. It's all there. Okay, the reason for this transitionless ink set is for the person who's going to then basically refill one cartridge at a time with this new ink. And you don't want to see a drastic change in your color renditions. Okay. Granted, if you go one cartridge at a time, any changes that may occur may be very gradual because you did not bluntly go from one original ink set OEM to 100% PC. I did. I'm supposed to really see the difference, but I cannot. I cannot see the difference. Now, let me show you what I just recently did that just kind of sealed it. It sealed the deal, if you will. I made a profile for someone who was complaining about just that, magenta cast, okay? And this person was using a certain operating system. We will not mention what that is. And was getting a consistent magenta cast, even though the standard image that they were printing came out perfect by using the method that I prescribe. Canon paper, let the driver control color, okay? And on that OS, it is pretty much automatic. If you tell the application that you open the image with do not control color, then it assigns that duty to the driver. It came out perfect. Okay, now their images are coming out with a magenta cast, so they contracted me to create a profile, which I happily did. And then I thought, hey, let's do something really strange here. Okay, I went ahead and printed a collage of 3 standard images using that profile that I had just created, which was made from charts printed with OEM inks. But yet, I'm going to go ahead and print it on my Pro-100, not using OEM, but instead using Precisioncolors Signature Edition. You get what I'm saying here? The profile was created with OEM inks, just like any other third-party profile you might download for any paper that you may consider buying. You're going to get a profile that was created with OEM inks, but yet I'm going to print it using that same profile on the same paper, but using PC Signature Edition inks. I should get a shift in color if those 2 particular ink sets do not match. This was the result. Let me flip it over in the correct orientation. This is the one that we love to use. This is yet another one. And then this one is specific for people who only print monochrome. Perfect. Perfectly smooth transition. No banding here at all whatsoever in any of those transitions right there. Neutral. The baby skins are perfect. I want to eat the strawberries. You know what I always say. Again, so this should not have happened had the ink set been mismatched as far as color output goes. You see what I'm saying? If the 2 are matched, it would be like me printing with OEM inks, because I created that profile from charts that were printed with OEM inks. But yet I'm printing that set of images on the same paper, ProLuster in this case, and on a printer using Precisioncolors. Should not have happened. What does that mean? Well, that means that yes indeed, you can go 1 cartridge at a time during your transition period as you are learning how to refill, or it's a perfect match, damn near, okay, to the point where it's almost indistinguishable to most eyes. In fact, people that I show these photos, OEM, PC, in some cases pick the PC one. Okay, about 80% of the time, yeah. And I don't know what they saw or what they were able to depict from the 2 images. Slight differences, I don't know what it was. Again, I don't have that great an eye anymore, so I could not really tell which is which. But anyway, that just tells you that these magenta cast problems, if you run the proper test to verify your printer, and your printer does not produce a magenta cast on that standard image, then if you do get a magenta cast later on, it's either your images have a magenta cast, even though your monitor doesn't display them as having a magenta cast, or you're doing something wrong, or your OS driver for that printer is playing tricks on you. I don't know what the reason might be. Again, I would have to be with you, next to you, next to your printer, next to your computer, watching you set it up, and then possibly I can help you. But at this point, I really, truly, honestly do not know what is causing these discrepancies that people are reporting. All right, that's what, as far as I'm going to go with this. If you guys have any suggestions, you know what OS I'm talking about. If you have any suggestions about this, please don't hesitate to share them with us. Again, I do not get a single incident of magenta cast or any other cast. My prints on all 13 of my printers come out neutral. All right, so again, I really don't know where to even begin. So again, I just want to thank everybody for their support. If you have any kind of suggestion, don't hesitate to post them below. I cannot get that in there. There you go. Post them below and we'll discuss the subject. It's an interesting subject that really needs to be solved. I want people to have a consistent result with everything they print. They should be able to predict what the print is going to come out like and not a Russian roulette. Okay? Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. And as always, happy printing, everybody. Bye-bye.